What's going on, everybody? RJ Ochoa here from SB Nation's bloggingtheboys.com. We hope all is well wherever you are. We hope you're happy, safe, healthy, and I trust that you are tired because the 2023 NFL Draft is 1/7 of the way over. That is correct. The first round of the draft has officially come and gone, and the Dallas Cowboys have a new player. Who was that player? Well, the Dallas Cowboys, with the 26th overall pick, took an elite run-stuffing defensive tackle. Specifically, they took defensive tackle Mazi Smith out of the University of Michigan. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. This was a player who a lot of people did not necessarily have high on their draft boards, who a lot of people were a little bit confused by in terms of the Cowboys taking. Here's what they're doing. All right, let's break things down here. Mazi Smith is an athletic freak. We are talking about somebody who is literally one of the most athletic people that was in the world of college football last year. Take a look at this. You don't believe me as I stumble over my words. We did a 4-hour live show here, and if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of these. If you don't believe me, Mazi Smith was #1 on Bruce Feldman's annual freak list. Every year, Bruce over at The Athletic does a great job compiling all of the freaks in college football, players who do not make sense from an athletic perspective. Mazi Smith, #1. As you look here at Dane Brugler's notes from the Beast, everybody go get Dane's guide. Also at The Athletic, it is a must-have thing this time of year. Incredibly powerful and physical player, can feel block pressure and track the ball, easily handles double teams, can quickly move and make tackles, underdeveloped pass rush skills. That's okay, because the Dallas Cowboys are putting Mazi Smith on a defensive line that features the likes of Osa Odigizua, that features the likes of Jonathan Hankins, and that's just other players along the interior. Think about the edge rushers that play on this defensive line. We're talking about Micah Parsons. We're talking about DeMarcus Lawrence. We're talking about Dorrance Armstrong. We're talking about Sam Williams. We're talking about Dante Fowler, right? We're talking about Tack McKinley coming back. The Dallas, and that's not even like factoring in what the Dallas Cowboys are going to do over the course of the next 6 rounds. I understand that there are some of you who wanted to see the Cowboys draft Nolan Smith, who wanted to see the Cowboys draft Joey Porter Jr., who, by the way, did not go in the first round, which is a very confusing thing. But the Cowboys have married a couple of ideas together. We listen to NFL teams say that they take the best player available. We listen to NFL teams say that they take need. The truth of it all is you want to be somewhere in the middle. You want to draft the best available player that fits a need that you kind of have. And before the draft began, the Dallas Cowboys had 2 glaring needs: left guard and interior defensive line. There's a reason that we freaked out when Jonathan Hankins was brought back by this team. There's a reason that we were upset when Carlos Watkins left for the Arizona Cardinals. This is a Cowboys team that has not invested a premium resource in the defensive tackle position, specifically in a run-stopping 3-tech baller in over 30 years. It was 1991. It has been that long since the Cowboys addressed this position in this manner. And that, to me, is an important thing. That, to you, should be an important thing. This is a Cowboys team that we know can score points, right? We know the Cowboys offense is elite. We know they can rush the passer. We know they now have one of the best secondaries in the NFL. Obviously, trading for Stephon Gilmore, adding him to Trayvon Diggs. They were able, obviously, to bring back Donovan Wilson. They have Jaron Kearse and Malik Hooker on 2-year deals. Or, excuse me, they have them under contract this year. We'll see what happens with the 2-year deals that Jaron Kearse and Malik Hooker were on, was my point. So they've got that. They've got a linebacker core that they were able to bring back Leighton Vander Esch to keep around it. They've got Damone Clark entering his 2nd year. What they did not have was a dominating presence in the middle of that defensive line. They got that. Would it have been awesome to see the Cowboys add an offensive weapon? Yes, but who were you going to add? Were you going to add Michael Mayer? That's really what this conversation ultimately comes down to for me. This wasn't about Nolan Smith. This wasn't about Joey Porter Jr. Maybe they preferred Dalton Kincaid. The Buffalo Bills took him 1 pick ahead of the Cowboys. In case you didn't watch the draft, the Buffalo Bills traded up 1 pick in front of the Cowboys with the Jacksonville Jaguars, who had traded back 1 pick with the New York Giants, and Buffalo took Dalton Kincaid to add to their offense. But the Cowboys, remember, did add Brandon Cooks. I know the Cowboys lost Dalton Schultz in free agency, but the Cowboys are hopeful, obviously, that Brandon Cooks and Michael Gallup coming back, and CeeDee Lamb are going to be enough. And again, that's not even factoring what's going to happen over the course of the next 6 rounds. The Dallas Cowboys have 6 draft picks to work with still. Here's what we're looking at. Let's get me off to the side over here. Mazi Smith now, 26th overall pick, done in the books. On Friday night, we will be live for all of it here on the Blog on the Boys YouTube channel and our Twitch channel and our Facebook page, so make sure you watch along there. But 58 and 90 is what the Cowboys currently have to work with. They will pick, as of now, 4 different times, once in each and every single round on Saturday, rounds 4, 5, 6, 7. And again, the Dallas Cowboys have already taken care of one of their biggest and most sore needs, and that deserves a lot of attention. They didn't just go get a defensive tackle that is a cast off, that's better days are behind them. We have said that we have ached, we have begged, we have cried, we have whined for years. Why can't you go get Fletcher Cox? Why can't you go get Aaron Donald? And I recognize that saying statements like that is silly because you can't just go get perennial all-pro Hall of Fame type players. But what you can do is take the position seriously. We are finally starting to see the Cowboys do that. They play in a division where they have to stop the run. Jalen Hurts is not going away. The New York Giants have Saquon Barkley this year. They play in a conference where they have been exposed. We called the Cowboys soft. Remember that. It was just a year and change ago. We called the Cowboys soft for how they lost to the San Francisco 49ers in the wild card round at AT&T Stadium. And the same thing happened again 1 year later. And you know why? Because that team got even better at running the ball. Those 49ers, remember, they traded for Christian McCaffrey. Those problems aren't going away. I know that the NFC doesn't have a lot of great quarterbacks, but the NFC is full of teams that can run the ball and do so very well. The Cowboys are just playing the game. The Cowboys know what they have to do to survive, and that is stop the ball, that is impose their will, and that is to have athletic freaks all over the field. And that includes, finally, for the first time in forever, shout out to you, Elsa and Anna, a run-stopping presence, somebody like Mazi Smith. I'm very happy with this pick. This was a great pick. You can make an argument for other picks and that they could have been equally good, but this was not a miss. This was not a whiff. This was not an overpay. This was not a whatever you want to call it. This was a smart thing. They finally did, in this capacity, the smart thing. We've seen them do the smart things in a number of different ways, but they did the smart thing here by getting an elite run-stopping presence for the middle of their defensive line. Welcome to the Dallas Cowboys, Mazi Smith. I will lay out the blue carpet myself. Like I said, we have a whole lot of action happening all throughout draft weekend here at Blogging the Boys. So make sure you subscribe right here to our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to our Twitch channel. Make sure you like our Facebook page. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, on Instagram, and of course, make sure you check out bloggingtheboys.com. If you like what I have to say, my name is RJ Ochoa. You can follow me on Twitter or Instagram at RJ Ochoa, on TikTok, RJ.Ochoa, or you can send me an email, rj.ochoa@sbnation.com, or you can leave a comment down below and we'll do our best to get to those. Also, I hope you enjoyed the first round of the NFL draft, and I can't wait to talk about the rest of it with you. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. We'll see you next time.